Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about getting into flow state. Alright, as I'm talking about it, I will be warming up my body, warming up those muscles, preparing to talk about what I'm going to be doing. So, getting into flow state. I'm going to talk about the mental and the physical. Then I'm going to be talking about how getting good at both will help you trigger that flow state a lot quicker, more on demand. So, let's talk about the mental. When we're talking about getting into flow state, there's a lot that goes into it, all right? And the biggest thing of getting into flow state is not thinking. Not thinking about your movements, just acting upon what you feel, all right? I need to warm up those legs. I haven't done a kick in a while, to be honest. But, yeah, it's about not thinking, okay? And I know that seems a lot easier said than done. So how can you get to that point about not thinking? Well, first you need a foundation. You need a foundation of whatever it is you're doing. If the flow state is in writing, music, and running, mixed martial arts, whatever it may be, you need to have that foundation, the basic skills where you can be doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing almost on autopilot, right? Without necessarily thinking. Now, you don't want to be an autopilot where you just don't have any emotions, nothing involved, okay? You want to have a goal. You want to have a goal and you don't want to think about that goal, you just want to act upon it. So, mixed martial arts. Maybe the goal is to take down your opponent, distract him a little bit, and then go for an armbar. And that's the only goal you have in mind. It's not about when you do it, it's just that you know you're going to do it. And that's what I'm talking about here. Alright, when you're running, maybe your only goal is to get into that flow state, to warm up your body, and to see how long you can run for without thinking. Alright, running is a great example. Because once you are warm, once you start sprinting, alright, and you're hauling, you're just breathing. The only thing you're doing is breathing, alright? And if you want to keep on running, you have to focus on your breathing. Breathing through your nose. I'm a little plugged up through my nose right now. But you know what I'm saying? Breathing through your nose, out through your mouth. And then you have to take in deeper breaths to really oxygenate that body. And more of your breath is coming out as you're going, and your heart's beating faster, but you're trying to control it. You're trying to control it so it's not beating too fast. Maybe you're trying to keep it in the 90s to 100 range, right? Or 120 rather than the 160, 180 when you're really, really hauling and you're really stressed out and everything, and you just want to get there to that one point. Maybe your heart rate is at 180, but that flow state is being in that 120s when you're running, okay? And this is just an example. This is just so you guys can understand with some numbers and put it on a scale or whatever, you know, just so you can visualize and understand. But it's being in that 120 range, being relaxed, knowing that you're going to do the objective without stressing out about it. All right, and what helps? Let's say when you're fighting and you want to go into that flow state. A lot of us that train, right? We have to prepare ourselves mentally sometimes, like, I don't care, I'm just going to go in and do my thing, right? That's probably one of the easiest ways to get into flow state. And then there's maybe the person, or maybe that one time where you're like, oh man, that one person's going to be there, I'm kind of stressing, I'm really having to think about what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to even work out on my cardio a little bit, try to beat them on the cardio because I know that they're better at maybe striking than me, and I'm going to have to outlast them when we're sparring and all this, and you're starting to plan and you're visualizing everything. You're visualizing, but you're also stressing, but you're also believing in yourself, right? You're having that confidence and like, I can do it. Like, this is what I've been training for, right? And I know a lot of you have had those self-talks with yourself when getting ready for a sparring match, right? Or getting ready for a fight. So it's part of that, but all that can cause anxiety, right? What you're getting to is that mission of, oh, I don't care, or that mission of, oh, I'm going to do this and that, and I don't care because either way I'm going to win. It doesn't matter how I do it. The mission is the same, right? You just have to visualize that you can do it. Visualize that you're going to do it and believe in yourself. And that's being somewhat in flow state, right? Mentally, maybe you're not up to par physically. Maybe you can only be in flow state for a certain amount of time, right? Even with fighting, like sometimes when you're throwing those combos, right? If you were to land a combo like that on someone in a mid-fight and everything, you probably don't land all the hits and all that, but there would be a lot more emotion going on, right? A lot more dodging, right? You having to move around and blah, 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 blah. That would be an incredible moment if you could land most of those punches. Boom, boom, all the punches you're just throwing, right? You're not really even taking your time, you're just throwing the next thing, getting on to the next move. Boom. All right, that might only last a couple seconds. And a lot of you have felt that flow state. That flow state of, oh, I'm doing what I want, I'm doing what I want. Yeah, I believe in myself, I believe in myself. Boom, 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 boom. What goes on here? What went on there? You still believe in yourself? All right? The person, bag, punches back, whatever. You still believe in yourself? Is that where it stops for a lot of you? Maybe it gets interrupted for a little bit. Maybe your heart rate is more sporadic after you've been hit, after you've been derailed. What do you do from there? All right, I know a lot of us will back out. We'll back out and kind of have to reset and plan things out again in our head and try to feel good and maybe be a bit more timid when you're throwing your punches. You know, you're not really up here. You know, so when you're being timid like that, the only way you're going to win is if your opponent is more timid than you. All right, because now you're creating that much distance from you and your opponent if they have the confidence and they have the ability to get into the flow state, right? A lot of us know how important that flow state is. All right, so you get punched. What goes on here? What goes on in your head? All right, all those thoughts. You still have to believe in yourself, all right? Maybe you have to reevaluate things, all right? But before you reevaluate things, you throw just a short little combo because you're like, I'm here to still meet the goal. I'm back, but I'm going to take my time now. I'm going to evaluate things a little bit more. I'm going to try to trick you into doing a certain move or doing a movement that I want you to do so I can capitalize on it, okay? All right, now you have to start thinking like that. All right, and maybe you have the confidence that, oh, you just took one blow. That doesn't derail me at all, right? Because it didn't even hurt. You might not even respect the opponent that much, their power or their ability. So you come back in for more, and you can get back into that flow state. That flow state is a lot of confidence, All right, and I've talked a little bit about the physicality of flow state. And that's really just being calm. All right. Being calm, and maybe you exert yourself because you're controlling your flow state, and you know it's only going to last a couple of seconds. All right, but if you want that flow state to last as long as you possibly can, you want to be calm, you want to be in control the whole time. All right, you won't be in control of what the opponent is doing to you, right? But you'll be in control of how you handle things. All right, if you're here you go for a takedown, boom, they pull the guillotine on you. And they have it in tight. They have the guillotine in tight right here, all right. You have two options, you have a lot of options, really. But if you want to make that flow state last as long as possible, And if you want to be able to transition into the next move, you're going to be calm about it still. All right, here, I'm not worried I might be getting choked. More of my airway might be closing. All right, maybe you can hear it. All right, but I'm calm. I'm trying to lower my respirations, my heart rate, my blood pressure, everything. Not to the point of passing out, but to the point where I'm exerting less. All right, I just threw a bunch of combos. My heart rate was speeding up really quickly. It was, I don't know, I'd say well above the hundreds. When I go here and I start getting choked, what's the point if they have it really locked in to be all sporadic and still be stuck here and keeping the heart rate up? All right, lower it, lower that heart rate, relax, get oxygen to the brain still, think about what you need to do. All right, whatever it is. It's really just a lot of breath work. That's really all it is. That's all flow state really is. It's just breath work, all right? You controlling your breath work and your body doing what you already told it to do before you got in that situation, all right? Because you know what you're going to do. Your body is just acting on it, all right? And you're controlling your breath. You're still being conscious. Your being conscious is not seeing red, it's not blacking out or whatever. It's being conscious of everything still, but to a point where you're landing everything that comes to your head. You think about it and you do it instantly. And it just works out perfectly because you have the timing. You see things happening before they happen. All right? You're here, boom, throwing your combos. And you know if you throw this combo, they're going to duck over here. So you're already putting your foot over here knowing that they're going to be over here. Boom, the flow state, boom. All right? It's not necessarily that you know for a fact, but it's you have a good handle of these predictions of what's going to happen. You've done it before, and this is what it's going to look like. And if it doesn't look like that, you know what to do from there anyway, and you continue on. That's the thing. You have to know what to do if things go bad. You still have to know to continue on and to move forward and to do what you need to do, all right? To continue on, boom, 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 boom. Flow state, all right? And it's a lot harder when you're getting punched. When you might fall on the track from running, all right? There's something that interrupts you, all right? To get back into that flow state, start breathing like that again. Your heart rate goes up, all right? And just to calm yourself down, it takes a lot of work. And it feels like you have to ease yourself into that flow state again, and you might struggle to get back into that flow state. And you know, that's just life as well, you know? Being happy, just doing good and everything. You have to just keep on going if you want to be feeling the consistency of it, the power that comes with consistency, right? Whether it's saving up money, you can see the money stacking up. Whatever it is, you're going out to the gym on a daily, you're seeing the growth in that. It's consistency and believing yourself, and in fully walking the walk and talking the talk, right? And that's really what it comes down to. And you know, you can train. Sometimes with flow state, you have to warm up your body. To optimize your body, to optimize the output that you're going to deliver, right? And the body will get tired eventually. We'll end up using a lot of the minerals and electrolytes that we put into it, and it'll be harder to be in that flow state all the time because you are working hard. And whether it's you not thinking, right, because you're not supposed to be thinking a whole lot, well, you still are. You're thinking of the next thing and the next that, and you're using your imagination a lot. You're visualizing things. You're planning things out as you're going, and you're acting, all right? So it's not something that's supposed to be maintained forever, but you can control it a lot easier. And once you get into that flow state, you can feel it when you're running, you can feel it when you're exerting yourself and you're just doing the same thing in like a workout, all right? And you're breathing through to do more and more, all right? Whether it's running or to do more combos and blocking, and you're just doing more, all right? When you're doing that, You get to feel it, and you get to know how your body is responding when you're in that flow state. All right, you get to feel how your heart feels. You get to feel what like you're thinking about and what's going on in your head and how you feel with confidence and all that. You get to feel that, and it's the more you feel it, the more you do it, the more disciplined you stay throughout your life, the easier it is to get into that flow state a lot quicker, at least from my experience. All right, because I still have to work out, I still have to train, I still have to do all these things just to feel like I can get in that flow state when I'm shadow boxing, when I'm hitting the bag, because that's when I feel the most optimized mentally and physically. And not that I'm the most optimized all the time mentally and physically, I'm working to optimize myself mentally and physically. And not that there's a cap or anything like that, it's just what makes me feel good when I'm in that flow state. You know what I'm saying? To get into that flow state and to be able to do that in multiple things, in multiple topics, when it's running, working out, fighting, whatever. I understand that this flow state is very similar in all these aspects, even when it comes to reading books, all right? When you're just picturing everything and you're just reading and you're absorbing all the information, and there's a flow state with reading, there's a flow state with everything, and that's really it. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Much love to everyone. You know, and take care. Practice, warm up that body. Make sure you have a foundation, and you'll be able to get into that flow state. Pop.